Welcome back, friends, to Build a Lot Acres. In today's video, I'm going to tell you why I think snow plows are just plain superior to snow blowers. Stay tuned. So don't let my fancy dress attire fool you. I have about 30 years of experience in snow removal, everything from plows to snow blowers, small residential driveways to parking lots, to plowing for the state and triaxle dump trucks. I've seen it all, done it all, and in today's video I'm going to tell you why I think plows are just plain better than snow blowers. So if you're curious about the setup behind me, this is my Coyote NX 4510 with an 8-foot power angle plow that was converted to be used on the quick attach. I have a lot of different videos on this setup, and if you want to see them, please check out the description of this video. So the first reason I think plows are just plain better than snow blowers is going to be they're more simple, less moving parts. Depending on the brand of your snowblower and the type, you can have augers, paddles, chains, you might have hydraulic hoses, you might have shafts, you might have belts. There's a lot of different moving parts that can break and go wrong, and these kind of things always happen without fail. In the middle of the night during a blizzard, you have 18 inches of snow on the ground and it breaks at the worst possible time. None of the stores are open to get parts, and that's where plows really shine. Is they're very simple. There's very little that can go wrong, and usually things that do go wrong, you can easily repair it, at least enough to get by until the next morning when the part stores are open. So that's going to be the first reason, is plows are just plain simpler and less moving parts. So keeping on with the simple theme, pretty much anything that can push a plow. Whereas a snowblower, you're going to need a way to run a belt or a shaft or chains or something to make that snowblower spin. Plows you can hook up to basically anything. It could be a side-by-side utility vehicle, could be a golf cart, could be a tractor, a pickup truck, a Jeep. There's a number of different vehicles that you could hook a plow up to, much simpler and easier than trying to figure out a way to work a snowblower. So if you're curious about this homemade wooden canopy I made for this tractor, which is working out real well, please check out this video. But the second reason I think plows are just plain superior is they're faster. Now I know there's going to be people in the comments that are going to argue if you have a real big snowstorm, you have 18 inches or something, snow blowers are quicker, you can do it in one pass, you don't have to keep going out every so often, every few inches. I would say to those people, most people in most places for most snowstorm situations aren't going to get 18-inch storms. Those aren't the normal for most people. They might get 3, 4, 5 inches, maybe up to 8 inches would be an average snow event. A pickup truck or something with a plow could easily handle an 8-inch storm. In fact, let me tell you a quick crazy story. Back in February of 2013, it was February 9th to be exact, we had Storm Nemo, which dumped 31 inches of snow here in central Massachusetts. And me and my brother had been out plowing for at least 40 hours for the state. We were both plowing in triaxle dump trucks, and we got back and a family friend had called and asked if we could help out. His small half-ton pickup truck wasn't able to go through his driveway. He had the full 31 inches and he wasn't able to plow it. He was used to waiting to the end of the storm and plowing it all at once. And obviously he made an error in calculations in this storm. So we went over there with our Ford F-350. It was a dual-wheel dump truck. And believe it or not, my brother plowed that entire 31 inches at once. I could not believe it. I was sitting in the passenger seat, giggling like a little schoolboy. It was amazing to see the snow plow pushing through, and the snow was up to the hood of the truck. It was just awe-inspiring. The point is, you can push a lot more snow than you might think with a plow. And consider this, most commercial snow operations, whether it be towns, cities, different forms of government, snow contractors doing parking lots, they're going to use plows for the majority of their vehicles. Yes, they might have different things like snow blowers or buckets or snow pushers, which by the way is basically a snow plow with edges on it to contain the snow. But snow plows are just faster. They're easier to put in groups with other vehicles, so you could make a whole little train of trucks. So in the state, we would often stagger our trucks, and we would cover the whole width of a highway, a 3-lane highway with breakdown lanes in one go. So it's definitely faster and easier, in my opinion, for most storms to use a plow. Plows are also able to physically move faster than a snowblower. There's times when I've seen plow drivers going, 30, 40 miles an hour, pushing plows, throwing the snow nice and high over guardrails or whatever they're trying to clear. You're not going to go 40 miles an hour pushing a snowblower. So plows, in multiple ways, are just plain faster than snowblowers. So sticking with the faster theme, plows will also offer a wider implement typically than you're gonna be able to get with a snowblower. For example, if I was to get a snowblower for this Coyote NX 4510, you might be somewhere in the 6 to 7 foot range for that snowblower, just wide enough to cover the tracks of the tractor. Whereas a plow, this is an 8-foot plow, but I believe this 45 horsepower tractor would easily push a 9-foot plow through most storms. I know some people are going to argue snowblowers don't have the snow coming back inside. They have nice clean edges, which is true. But generally speaking, you're going to be able to push a wider plow than you are a snowblower, especially if you start getting into snow pushers, which, like I said earlier, is basically just a plow with sides to contain the snow. Let's take a full-size loader in a parking lot, for example. You might be pushing a box anywhere from 14, maybe up to 20 feet in width. Where are you going to find a snowblower that's 14 to 20 feet wide? And even if you could, and the loader could run it, how much are you going to pay for such a snowblower? You can make a snow pusher a hell of a lot cheaper than you're going to find a comparable width snowblower. The reason I really like plows is, especially on tractors like this where the plow is mounted on a set of loader arms, you can really stack those piles nice and high and get them out of the way. Again, I know people are going to say that snowblowers throw the snow as far as you need, 30 feet, 50 feet. Keep in mind, a lot of small, tight lots, maybe you're in a city, you can't just throw the snow wherever you want into Timbuktu. You might have neighbors on the other side and there's a driveway there or a house, or maybe it's a parking lot and you're not allowed to push snow in certain areas. Plows can pile snow while only pushing it a few feet. Whereas yes, you might be able to throw the snow further away with a snowblower, but you might have a hard time only throwing it a certain distance to where you're allowed to push it. So keep in mind, not every situation is the same. And generally speaking, these plows can just stack snow a little better, and they typically raise up a little bit higher than your snowblowers are going to. So I guess the last reason I'm going to say snow plows are better than snowblowers is they handle a wider variety of different types of snow better. Dry snow, wet snow, sticky snow, heavy snow. Certain types of snowblowers can easily clog on wet, heavy, dense snow, whereas plows really don't care what type of snow it is. It could be slush, it could be dry snow, it could be any kind of snow. And the plows, typically you're just going to push it off, provided you have a big enough vehicle with enough traction and weight to move that snow. They do make snowblowers that can handle these wet, tough snows, but typically speaking, they mean more specialized equipment, something like a holder tractor, and it's going to have a lot of horsepower per foot of snowblower. And a lot of towns and cities will use these for sidewalk snow removal, but again, they cost a lot of money and they really aren't an option for your average person just wanting to move some snow. So let me know what you thought of today's video. Let me know if you disagree with me and why in the comments below. And also let me know if you think I'm right. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.